So guys, we have seen different data types again. Hello guys, so we are going to continue the discussion with respect to Python. Already in our previous video, we have discussed about variables. Now in this video, we are going to discuss about data types. Now here is the detailed video outline. First of all, we are going to understand the introduction to data types, importance of data types in programming. Then we are going to explore some of the basic data types like integer, floating point numbers, strings, and booleans. And after that, after some number of videos, we are going to see advanced data types like lists, tuples, sets, and dictionaries. Here, there is a lot of operations that we really need to understand. So I will be discussing about this topic further going ahead. And then you also have some examples with respect to type conversion and practical example. Now, first of all, we need to understand the definition of data types, what exactly data types are. So here, data types are a classification of data which tells the compiler or interpreter how the programmer intends to use the data, right? They determine the type of operation that can be performed on the data, the values that the data can take, and the amount of memory needed to store the data, right? And as you all know, there are different data types if I probably say integer, floating, they definitely require different amount of memory, right? Whenever they are storing some kind of information, like you may have int 8-bit, you may have float 16 bits, right? So different bits information will be there for a specific data type, right? Now let's understand what are the importance of data type in programming. So data types ensure that the data is stored in a very efficient way. They help in performing correct operations on data, and proper use of data types can prevent errors and bugs in the program. And obviously memory management is also one of the very key term. Okay. Now let me just go ahead and show you with respect to the code and how we can basically start with. Okay. Now the first example that we are going to go ahead, right, with respect to the data types is nothing but integers. So here I'm going to basically go ahead and write integers. So this looks like a plain text. Let me delete this because I don't want this. So I will go ahead and create. So here you will be able to see integers example. Okay. And first of all, let me just go ahead and select the kernel. Okay. So the kernel is over here. Now let me go ahead and create a variable of an integer type, right? Now, if I really want to create a variable, I hope I have already told it. Let's say age is equal to 35. And if I go ahead and write type of age, this will specifically give me an integer value. As I always said, whatever topics we are seeing, again, it will be getting repeated. We will just be seeing that how more things we can actually learn about this, right? Now, see, I've already spoken about variables. I've already spoken about integer, but since we are learning now about data types, here also you'll be able to see that so many different things are there, right? Then once I probably create an integer variable, you can also go ahead and create a floating point number. So let's say my floating point number over here, floating point data type. Okay. Floating point data type. Here I'm going to specifically use it. And let's say over here I define like, centim or let's say I will probably define the width, right? Or width or height or anything. So let's go ahead and define height. So let's say that if I'm writing 5.11, so this will be nothing but if I go ahead and print the height, right? And if I go ahead and print the type of the height, right? So here you will be able to see that I will be able to get my floating point number, right? So here you can see I'm able to get 5.11, and this is nothing but class float. This class was nothing but int. I've already spoken about typecasting also, right? So this is one of the other data type like floating data type, floating data point example. And the next example that I can probably take is for string. So string data type example. Okay. I will be showing you more examples as we go ahead. So let me say this is name is Krish. Okay. And here you can probably see I'll go ahead and print the name, and let me just go ahead and see print type of name. Okay. So here you can actually see that, okay, fine. I'm able to see all these things. I'm able to get this information and all, right? And similarly, one more common data type that we will be specifically using is something called as Boolean data type, right? And again, guys, I'm not showing you much operations because operations will be coming as we go ahead, right? When we'll be learning about our next tutorial, right? Where we'll be learning about operators. At that time, we'll be discussing more about operations, how we can use this and probably do different types of operation and all, right? So for Boolean, what you can do is that I can directly define true or false. So if I probably use true, right? So this is basically a Boolean value, right? If I go ahead and see the type, right? So type. So here you can see it is a bool value, right? So this is one way how you can define it. Let's say I define saying that is true, right? And I may assign it to true, right? And if I go ahead and see the type of is true, type of is underscore true, you'll be able to see, hey, fine, I'm actually able to get the Boolean value, right? This is one way. The other way is that I may go ahead and directly assign a bool variable, right? And let me just go ahead and execute this. Okay. So here you can see when we use a Boolean variable, right? Or let me do like this, right? So let's say I want to go ahead and define a Boolean variable. So I will go ahead and write bool. Okay. And if I go ahead and execute it, right, by default, it is probably coming as false, right? Now I can also give some other conditions, like let's say I have two variables, right? Let's say I have two variables. Let me define it out. A is equal to 10. Okay. And B is equal to 10. Okay. Now if sorry, this is getting added. I don't know why. So B is equal to 10. Okay. So there is some built-in functions and all. I think that is why it is getting applied. If I write A double equal to B, right? So over here, I'm able to get true, right? And even though I see when I'm doing this specific operation, if I go ahead and see the type, it is again Boolean, right? So Boolean is another one data type which we can specifically use. And this is just for true and false, right? That is why Boolean is specifically used, right? So we will be seeing more of this kind of examples as we go ahead, right? And I know you are excited to see a lot of operations, but let's go from basics and then we will try to build up more and more concepts, right? At the end of the day, you really need to try and work hard, right? And more you work hard, it is more like you'll become more perfect in it, right? So let's see some of the common errors that we may probably face, some of the common errors that we may get whenever we are working with different data types. Let's say my result is something called as hello, right? Now for this particular result, right? And let's say I want to go ahead and add 5. Okay. Now what will happen? Let's check. Okay. And if I go ahead and execute this, here you'll be able to see that I am getting an error, right? It is saying can only concatenate string, right? Not integer. And here you can see on the left hand side, it is basically a string. And on the right hand side, when I'm performing this specific operation, I'm actually giving an integer. So if I really need to fix this error, all I have to do is that go ahead and write this. Okay. And over here, I need to do the typecasting, right? So let's say if I go ahead and write str of 5, then this issue will definitely get fixed, right? And if I go ahead and print it, print the result. Okay. So here you'll be able to see I'm able to get hello 5. Now that is the power of typecasting. See, in this particular case, when I was trying to concatenate or add 5 over here, right? And obviously it is not possible because this is a string and this is a numerical value. We cannot perform any mathematical operation, right? And here you can actually see that I'm able to get this. So these are some of the common errors, like minimal common errors that you may be facing. But we will deep dive more into different operations. And one more thing that I really want to talk about, let's say if I want to define a string, right? Let's say like hello. Okay. Now you'll be able to see string dot. There are so many different methods, right? If I probably go ahead and see, there are so many different methods. If I go ahead and see over here, see so many different methods, like is digit, is alphanumeric, is case fold, center, clear, copy, count, difference update. So we will also be seeing this kind of operations once we go ahead towards the advanced data type, because see, we need to understand all these methods, because all these methods, once you understand, you will be able to understand it, how you will be using in different operations. But right now, since we are just discussing with the basics and we are just in the 4th tutorial, I want to go a little bit slowly, with definition, with examples, show you multiple things, and make sure that you learn things in a way that it matters a lot to you, right? And again, as I said, be patient with respect to this. I know many people will be excited saying that, hey Krish, quickly complete fast, right? But let me go a little bit slowly so that you will be able to understand things. Okay. So yes, this was it from my side. I hope you like this particular video. Yes, I will see you all in the next video. Thank you.